Hello students, today we start the new exercise 8.2. So before we started the 8.2 we have discussed the midpoint theorem. So midpoint theorem there is given ABCD is a triangle and D and E is the midpoint. D and E are midpoint. We have to prove D is parallel to BC and half of BC equal to DE. So we constructed, there is the construction CF is parallel to AB. CF is parallel to AB and extended DE up to F. Now we use the triangle. First we take the triangle DAE. DA is the triangle, then FCE. FC is the triangle. Now there is AE equal to CE. AE that is equal to CE because they are equal, because the E is the midpoint. Now angle 1 is equal to angle 2 because alternative interior angle, because that line is parallel to that one, so it's become an alternative interior angle. Angle 3 equal to angle 4, that is the vertical opposite angle. So triangle DAE that is congruent to triangle FCE. FCE. So AD is equal to CF. So CPCT, if these two triangles are congruent, it means their corresponding parts are equal. So AD is equal to CF, that is equal to this one. But we know that D is the midpoint, so AD that is equal to DB, right? So from AD is equal, so it means CF is equal to BD. CF equal to BD. Now CF is equal to BD and these are parallel. If one pair is parallel to each other, the another pair is also parallel to each other, so it's become parallelogram. DFCB is become a parallelogram. So it means DE is parallel to BC. One part is proved. Second one, there is DF is equal to BC. DF equal to BC, but DE equal to EF, so we can write it 2DE. So 2DE equal to BC. 2DE equal to BC because there is DF is equal to BC. So 2DE, we can write it 2DE. So 2 is going from this side, divided the 2BC. So DE equal to half of BC. We have to prove these two things, right? So continue with the question number first. There is given ABC is a quadrilateral and ABCD is a quadrilateral. PQRS is a midpoints of respectively sides. We have to prove SR is parallel to AC. SR is equal to half of AC. PQ is equal to SR and PQRS is a parallelogram, right? So first we use the triangle ADC, that is ADC. S and R is the midpoint, so in this triangle SR is parallel to AC and SR equal to half of AC by the midpoint theorem. Now we use the another side of triangle, that is BCA. There P and Q is the midpoint. So if P and Q are the midpoint, so it means PQ is parallel to AC and half of AC equal to PQ. Same by the midpoint theorem. From 1 and 2, PQ is parallel to SR and PQ is also equal to SR. If one pair is equal and parallel, so we know that another pair, that is SP equal to RQ, they are also parallel and equal. So if opposite pair are parallel and equal, so it's become a parallelogram, right? So come to the next slide. Now in the question number 3, there is given ABCD is a rectangle and PQRS is the midpoint, right? So we have to prove PQRS is rhombus. So in triangle, first we use the triangle ABCD. There is ABC and we can use, there is triangle ABC. The triangle ABC, that is the triangle ABC. Now PQ is parallel to AC because P and Q are the midpoint. So by the midpoint theorem, that is PQ is parallel to AC and PQ is equal to half of the AC. Okay. Then we come the another side of the triangle ADC. ADC. here AC is parallel to SR, and similarly half of the AC equal to SR by the midpoint theorem. From 1 and 2, SR equal to PQ and SR is parallel to PQ. So similarly, SP, that is also parallel to QR, and SP is equal to QR. So it's become PQRS is become a parallelogram. But we want to prove it's a rhombus. So what we can do, we use the two triangles, the triangle DSR and that one RCQ, these two triangles. Now R is the midpoint, is already mentioned. So DR equal to RC, angle D equal to angle C, it's a 90 degree. DS equal to CQ because AD equal to BC. So Q and S are the midpoint. So it means DS is also equal to QC. So it's congruent because of SAS. If these are the congruent, it means SR is equal to RQ. SR equal to RQ. If SR equal to RQ, so it means these all sides are equal. SR equal to SP equal to SPQ equal to QR. So all sides are equal. If all sides are equal, it's become a rhombus. So PQRS is a rhombus. Right? Look at the next question. There is question number 5. In the parallelogram ABCD, ABCD is a parallelogram. E and F are the midpoint. These are the midpoint. We have to prove BD is trisected. Trisected means DP equal to PQ equal to QB. So look, first DC, that is equal to AB because DC is and AB is the opposite side of the parallelogram. So EC equal to AF. EC equal to AF because E and F are the midpoint, that's why they are equal. DC is parallel to AB because that is the opposite sides of the parallelogram is parallel. So similarly EC is parallel to AF, right? So it's AFCE. AFC is become a parallelogram. Now it's a parallelogram. Now come to the ABP. ABP is a triangle. In this triangle there is FQ is parallel to AP, but F is the midpoint, so Q is also midpoint by the converse of midpoint theorem. By the converse of midpoint theorem, right? So PQ equal to QB. Now come to the another side, DQC. In the DQC, EP is parallel to CQ. So it means E is the midpoint. So by the converse of midpoint theorem, P is also midpoint. So DP equal to PQ. From 1 and 2, there is DP equal to PQ and PQ is equal to QB. So it trisected. The BD is trisected. BD is divided into 3 equal parts. Right? Now come to the next question. The question number 7. In this question, ABC is a right angle triangle. Right angle at C. It's a 90 degree at C. And MD is parallel to BC. The line MD that is parallel to BC and M is the midpoint. It's a given. The figure is not given. The statement is mentioned only. So we have to prove D is the midpoint and MD is perpendicular to AC. MD, that MD line is perpendicular to AC. And CM, that is equal to MA equal to half of AB. Right? So in this triangle ABC, we using the triangle ABC. MD is parallel to BC and M is the midpoint. That is given. These are given. It's a given. So by the converse of midpoint theorem, so D is become the midpoint, right? So, but it's a parallel to that one. BC is parallel to MD. So it means angle 1. It's become a 90 degree because they are the corresponding angle. So corresponding angles are equal. So angle 1 equal to angle C equal to 90 degree. But angle 1 and angle 2, their sum is 180 degree because the linear pair angle, so it will become angle 1 equal to angle 2 equal to 90 degree. If one angle is 90 degree, another angle is in linear pair also 90 degree. So it means MD is perpendicular to AC. MD is perpendicular to AC. Now we use the another two triangle, that is MDA. the triangle that was MDA and MDC, these two triangles. D is the midpoint, so it means D is the midpoint, so AD that is equal to DC, AD equal to DC, right? And MD is the common in both, MD is a common, but angle 1 and angle 2 is 90 degree, we can use that one also. So these two triangles become congruent. If these two triangles become congruent by RHS, one is the 90 degree angle and other two side, while SAS we have proof right angle triangle, that is congruent triangle. R 90 degree angle, that one, and one side is this and that is the, by SAS. So C, that is side, that is CM, that is become MA, the corresponding parts of the congruent triangle. But in AB is the combination of BM and MA, but BM and MA are equal because M is the midpoint, so we can write it 2MA. But MA is equal to MC, we can use 2MC instead of MA. So 2 is shifted other side, so MC is become half of BC, right? So that's about your exercise 8.2. Thank you and have a nice day.